So welcome to everybody, to everyone, to this special webinar, which is called Advance Your Career at ADRA with the online study program. Yes, right now we are online, and we want to see if there is an opportunity to get more knowledge. And I guess we have a very nice guest with us right now, and I would like to introduce them. I will start with our speaker, the main speaker, Dr. Jill Blau. And Dr. Jill Blau is actually working in Friedensau, on the university in Friedensau, and ADRA in Europe has a cooperation with the University of Friedensau, and she will introduce the special online program or master program for development. Jill is a nice person, young person, having a lot of experience and knowledge, and she was working before the academia in different development organizations. One is very famous here in Germany, GIZ, with the German Development Ministry. She was also engaged with a foundation, which is also very famous here, Heinrich Bohle Foundation. And now she is teaching in Friedensau, and she's the head of programs on development studies online, especially what is right now happening. So that's the first speaker. And the second one is Adriel Gomon. And Adriel is right now working with ADRA Mali, and he will also give us a little bit more information about the study, but from another perspective. Actually, not as a teacher, but as an absolvent, as a person who made this study. So welcome, Jill, to you. Welcome, Adriel, to you. And of course, welcome to all our participants. My name is Thomas Petracek, and I'm working as a head of programs and emergency response in the regional ADRA office in Brussels in Belgium. We have also our technical support with us, with Jose Herranz, and we are very happy that he will support us all the time. So the procedure is Jill and Adria will start with a presentation. And during this presentation, please be very careful and then listen. And then you could also type the questions, in the chat, which we have here. At the end of this presentation, Jill and Adriel will respond to the questions. So we are recording this webinar for those who may be interested, maybe later on this Master in Development Studies in Friedensau. And of course, we are interested to support as much as we can. And I'm sure Jill will also share some information about the university in Friedensau. So welcome, and let us start. The floor is yours. Jill, please.
Thank you so much, Thomas. Thank you so much, all attendees, and thank you, Adriel. I'm very pleased that we are doing this. It's a very wonderful moment to introduce and talk to you more about our master program and also about Friedensau, not only because we're celebrating 125 years in Friedensau these days, but also because actually our very first batch of development professionals who are also, have pursuing this master are in the getting close to their master thesis and close to graduating. So I'm happy to talk to you more about this, and I prepared a small presentation. And please feel free, like Thomas already said, anytime to chip in via chat and or also afterwards with the Q&A. So let me open this right now. Friedensau Adventist University is a wonderful place for both academic teaching and academic research. And those of you that haven't been here, we are located west of Berlin, about 100 kilometers in the forest, in a really, really beautiful campus surrounded by breathtaking nature, which of course, once you're a student, even if you decide to go for the online development studies program, you'll be very welcome to visit us anytime. If maybe you want to spend one semester writing your master thesis at the end, or of course at the graduation, this is your place to go to. We have a long history. Our first students started studying on November 19th in 1899 when an old mill was still used for teaching. We started with programs in theology, but also nursing. And more as we progressed, we started to become professionalized in the field of development studies. So nowadays we are a state accredited university level institution since 1990 with a lot of professors with experience from other high ranking universities, especially in our faculty that is teaching development studies. We basically have two departments. One is Department of Theology and the other one is the Christian Social Work Department. And within that Christian Social Work Department is where we are situated with development studies. We have a lot of very innovative study programs, and actually we are growing. And gracefully, the development studies program is the one that's growing the most, both full-time and online. So if you are choosing this program, you'll be the hub of, innovation in Friedensau. This is the teaching building, and if you're going to be taught by me, you will be seeing this this window on the right. This is where my office is, and where I'll be talking to you even when you're online. This is pictures from the graduation. So the programs that we have, just to give you a little bit of an overview, we're teaching in English theology studies, pastoral ministry. We're also starting an international social work program. And then we have two development studies program. And as I already indicated, the development studies program full-time has been existing since about 15 years. And the MA Development Studies online program is now coming into the third year. You can also study in German in our university. You can study theology, social work, counseling, and music therapy. And we have a lot of professors that are also very happy to help you pursue a PhD at our faculty and with them. The MA Development Study program that I wanted to talk to you about today is the part-time online study program. And this program is really aimed at professionals who are already working in the field of development cooperation. Yeah, so people like you, like Adriel, and so on and so forth. And this is because we realized when we were working on the full-time program, we kept on having students that were getting in touch with us saying they're really, really curious about our program, but they can't imagine leaving their work. They can't imagine, leaving the context that they're working in, but they still want to professionalize themselves further. As you probably know from a lot of, your colleagues, sometimes we end up in the development or humanitarian sector for different reasons, but not necessarily having studied development studies. So this program is really aiming at professionalizing those that are already working in development, or of course also others for whom an e-learning program for some reason seems more fitting. And we can proudly say that our faculty really helps you because we have a strong grounding, both of practitioners as well as academics, with a very solid academic base in the field of development studies, that you're really in, a place that gives you a very deep grounding in this very complex field, both practically and academically. So when you come to Friedensau, you'll be learning all the relevant theories that are necessary to critically reflect on the current practices in the field of development aid, in the field of your work, basically. But while learning a lot of theories and learning kind of, the background of everything that you are already doing, we are also having a very practical side in our program. So we really help you to enhance and work on the practical competencies that you already have by various projects. And here are just a few, such as project planning, monitoring, and evaluation. We have a monitoring and evaluation institute in our university that is running leadership trainings for a lot of different development staff you can use and take part in all of these trainings. We also have practitioners in disaster management, in leadership, and so on and so forth. But while we're doing that, like I said, we also really care about you being able to come out of this program with a very solid base of academic competencies. So once you are in the program, you really learn everything about research methods, both qualitative and quantitative, and writing skills, so that you are able to continue a scientific career or just do very solid and high quality research within, your work at ADRA, by being able to know what is actually needed to evaluate or learn about programs better. One thing that we are especially proud about is that our student body is incredibly diverse. So we really, at the moment, we are teaching students from Myanmar, Namibia, South Africa, and so on and so forth, Germany. And this program, the fact that our student body is so diverse really helps us to critically assess international issues through virtual co-learning from students across the globe. So this is really nice because you're actually building a network both among ADRA staff, but also among other development professionals, and especially you're looking at the issues that you're seeing and looking at being challenged with in your work from all across the globe, and with students from a very, very different kind of angles. Yes, so that's, the kind of broader scale. Let's get into, what you actually will be learning. We have a very wonderful content, I think, both of, thematic as well as, more competence-related classes. And among others, we're always updating this. You can always give us input also about what you think you need to be learning more. And then we offer special electives and so on and so forth. We are very, needs-oriented, needs-based. We're doing needs-based planning even in our teaching, but the courses that are kind of, like the solid base are theories of development, development industry and legacy. This is where we are critically reflecting about the development sector, development economics, of course, also poverty analysis and social protection. We have a focus on public health as well. There are courses on religion and development and peace and conflicts. And then, like I said, there's also, courses about competencies such as methods of empirical and social research, academic writing, and rhetoric and presentation skills. Even in online teaching, it's really important to, know how to actually present, everything that you found out well. Planning and management and evaluation, like I said, in cooperation with our evaluation institute that we have in Friedensau. Disaster management and response with a really wonderful practitioner with a lot of experience, and also courses like sustainability, globalization, and migration and development. In the last years, what we have also introduced, because a lot of students asked us for that, is the possibility for you to actually have a degree in development studies with an area of specialization, meaning that on your degree, you're going to be having, a Master of Development Studies, but you're going to be able to choose a few different electives, such as gender, intersectionality and development, migration, displacement and development, or sustainability. And then within your master, you can have this, specialization, which basically means that you choose 3 electives in this area, and you also write your master thesis in this area, and then you can have this on your degree as a kind of specialization. There's quite a lot of questions always to the learning forms. Okay, what would it actually mean to study online? What does it, mean for my life, and how are we actually doing this? And basically, we want to offer you a combination of so-called synchronous learning, which is, the live virtual contact, like what we're having right now. But also asynchronous learning, which is self-study teaching methods. And you can imagine, both taking about half and half. So we are trying to, commit ourselves to supporting, the life that you already have by making sure that we have this live virtual contact with you the whole time. And this is very personal. This is very, we try to keep the classes small enough to support all of you in your individual learning journey, but at the same time give you enough space to self-study at your own pace because you have work happening at the same time. So we have regular online meetings which are organized according to Zoom. Usually they happen around the European lunchtime, because we have people from so different time zones that this is, the time that makes it easier to meet. And that will be 2 courses in the semester the whole time. And then, of course, there's also the semester break when you just focus on your study, but you should be able to commit to about 10 to 20 hours per week of studying. But of course, we must say, and you can ask Adriel more about it from a student perspective, this really depends on your previous academic skills. So people need to study, of course, depending on how much they've studied before, and maybe some courses are familiar to you, and so on and so forth. We're using a learning platform that is called Moodle for all the asynchronous teaching So basically you can imagine it like you're entering a platform, and then all your readings and all your assignments and everything is, happening on this platform. And within this, assignments, we have a lot of different ways that you get in touch with each other. So you have small assignments, and we also have forum discussions and chat about certain issues. But of course, you also do the classic, writing papers and so on and so forth. But what we're trying to, offer you is a continuous assessment, so that you not so much work piles up for you at the end of a term or something like that. I'm seeing a question now. I'm taking note of the question. Yeah. Okay, you're welcome to ask questions in the space. And then, of course, we're also offering assessments such as oral exams and so on and so forth. Okay. Now I can't move on my screen, maybe because I answered this question. Let me check. This happens sometimes. Sometimes I just have to continue the presentation. Okay. Sorry, small technical problem. Presentation got a little bit stuck. Okay. Now it's moving. All right, I wanted to say a few things about the master thesis as well. Like I said, we're very proud about, the professionals that we also have and Friedensau that are helping you to, develop your research skills, because those have proven to be really, really also to huge advantage to your work in ADRA. And basically what we're also supporting is that you cooperate with your employer when you're doing research. For example, now we have employees that are working on the border between Myanmar and Thailand, and the student there from ADRA who's writing her master thesis on displaced persons on the border to Myanmar and Thailand, because this is also what she's working on. So we're really trying to make, your work in all ways possible, your teaching in all ways possible for your work, and so on and so forth, because we like to have this professional engagement with one another, and also really provide an international platform for ADRA staff to engage with one another. And the master thesis is accompanied with a colloquium, so you are going to be meeting and learning about each other's research as well. And of course, there's a very personal guidance in the whole process of data collection and analysis and so on and so forth. Okay. I don't know why my screen is happy to be stuck right now. I'm going to throw it a bit. Thank you for your, do it again. Thank you for your patience. Maybe it's because of the questions. I don't know, but I'm almost done anyway. So this is just an overview of the program. So you can see where, how we're teaching things, but you can find all of this in the online as well in the module handbook. Basically, we're starting always with an introductory module, and we're slowly taking you throughout the whole process. And in the end, you write your master thesis. So this is just to get a little bit of an impression. And here you see some of the courses that we're teaching in the different specializations. But like I said, we also, if you have an interesting lecturer that you meet through your work, we're also always happy to, add more electives in topics that you are excited about. Okay, last but not least, the hard facts, because they're also very important. If you want to study with us, you need to have a bachelor degree in social sciences, humanities, or other related fields. You can always talk to us about this, and you need to show some kind of experience in the development cooperation, and an English proficiency test, or a bachelor degree that has been taught in English, or if you've been working in ADRA in English for quite a few years, this is also sufficient. Our program runs for 3 years, so it's 60 semesters, and we're only doing an intake in the winter semester, meaning that you apply now in the summer, latest by July 31st, and then we're starting in October. The tuition, this is also a very important hard fact, is 1,999 euros. But the beautiful thing is that for ADRA, we are offering a reduction of 25%. And the payment procedure is that you pay per semester, but you're also able to divide the payment into installments if this works better for you. Okay. If you're more curious about how Friedensau looks like, you can take a virtual tour. You can take a virtual campus tour to see more. And of course, I would love you to reach out and we can chat more about your individual background, how the study could fit you. But like I already indicated, this is our beautiful library. You have access to all of the facilities because we have a huge online library as well. Yeah, we're very proud about what we've built up there. So you're going to be accessing so many articles. We are so happy to meet you. So I think this is it from my side for now. But when we were planning this meeting, we thought, okay, I'm going to be telling you a lot of things. And of course, I'm loving our program and I love Friedensau. But it would be so wonderful for you to, at the same time, also have a student perspective, because maybe that will also make you feel like, okay, everything that Jill told me is, real. And now that I've gotten to know a little bit of the student perspective, I can also imagine it a little bit more for what it's like right now. So I would suggest, if there's no more burning questions, that we just go to Adria immediately. Thomas, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And then this is what you will be jumping like with your degree. And yeah, nice view from our view. And here we go. Adria, now the floor is yours. Thank you so much for also being part of sharing with us what it's like to study in Friedensau from your perspective.
Thank you very much, Jill. Thank you, Mr. Thomas, and all of you connected to this webinar. Good morning. I must say it is a huge privilege for me to join you all on this webinar and share my perspective and impressions as a second-year student in Friedensau undergoing the MA program in Development Studies online. My name is Adrien Gamoun. I am from Ivory Coast, also known as Côte d'Ivoire, the first worldwide ranked cocoa producer, and also the home country of legends like DJ Drogba and Alpha Blondy. I am currently in Mali, precisely in Ségou, a town located in central Mali, where I am working as the project manager to an education in emergency project financed by ADRA International, through which we contribute in improving access to safe learning spaces. We also ensure child protection for learners in school and community settings, as well as setting up accelerated education programs that support continued education or further learning. I find pleasure in doing my possible best to contribute in developing opportunities that guarantee independence for disadvantaged people. Before joining Friedensau, I was a postgraduate student in political science who had started his first experience in the humanitarian and development sector. So I felt the need to know more about development, both as a sector and as a discipline. And I can assure you that this MA program is very serving that purpose day after day, because it is giving me the academic grounds I needed, and most importantly, it is equipping me as a practitioner. Allow me to illustrate that. As a project manager, it is my duty to ensure a timely and diligent implementation of the project DIP, regardless of the short time we have to execute this emergency project. So in the exercise, maybe it happens to be two demanding to my colleagues and myself, but across like carrying economics, which was taught by Professor Sylvia. She has a German surname and I can't pronounce that, but the course has really shaped my leadership. I found that having a people-oriented approach in teamwork gives better results. And in our case, it has paid off. We are 2 months and 2 weeks away from ending the project, but we have already done more than 90% of activities. What I like the most about this MA program is that it is academically enlightening, it is flexible, and this is something that every person that works and studies at the same time longs for. The lecturers are very comprehensive. For instance, a very free time, despite my despite the plans I made to properly organize myself, either a class presentation or the submission of an assignment happened to collide with a field trip. So when explaining that to lecturer, it proves supporting that we have always found a solution together. Also, this MA program is an avenue for networking. Thus far, I have met wonderful people who have helped me in one way to the other, and I believe the same way around. By the way, it is through this program that I am able to meet distinguished people like you guys on the same platform. So based on my impression that I shared with you, I hope you will find it worthy to support this MA program and give the chance to fellow agile workers to partake in that. Thank you all, and here to also answer your questions regarding this program from a student's perspective. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for to both of you, to Jill and to Adriel. So that is so nice to listen to you, because many years ago I was also a student in Friedensau, and I could see how this program really developed, and I'm really happy to see how many countries and nations are actually involved in this program, and I like to wish you all the best to continue this program. And actually, Adriel, for you, so you are right now working with ADRA Mali, so that's great to see your colleagues in a continuing kind of knowledge management, so which is definitely good for all of us when we are working in this environment, in development, in humanitarian aid. All the time we need to be flexible, and all the time we need to improve our knowledge or to adapt our knowledge. So thanks also for this presentation. Now we have here a few questions. We will go through, and I could see some question in chat and some question in Fragen und Antworten, which is the German name for for questions and answers. So then let us start with chat. So is there anything important? You are welcome to ask question. Yes, there's one question in the table of Q&A. Yes. Then let us use this one. So the first one is coming from Elidon. It seems chat is disabled and questions can only ask her. Correct. So that's great. How many students are at the moment running this program?
So at the moment, we have around 25 students in the online program and about 100 in the full-time program. And you can, but the number, like I said, we are, a young program. The number is slowly but steadily rising. What we're trying to do anyway is to keep the classroom, so the virtual contact pretty small. Yeah, because your contact time is also reduced due to your work responsibilities. So in the classroom you can make sure you can expect to meet around 10 students approximately.
Thank you, Jill. There's another question from Andre, and this is related to the finance, the cost of the studies. Could you repeat the cost of the studies?
Yes, of course, it's a very important question. By the way, you can also find all the information on our website in much detail, but the cost of the study are 1,999, but for ADRA staff, it's 25% less per semester. So 6 times 1,000, roughly 2,000 minus 25%.
Perfect. So we are very happy about this discount, and hopefully this will also encourage some colleagues, to start in this process, to apply, because there is also always opportunity for capacity building, and even ADRA has some chance to support if there is a perspective for the future for our colleagues. So, and I guess this is the question, which is the last one. As I could see here, Lama is actually thanking you for the interesting webinar, and she's asking, do you have do you offer scholarship for this program?
Mhm, mhm. I mean, like I said, I think the biggest thing that we can definitely offer for ADRA staff is it is this 25% reduction, which of course really pays off in the long term, because it means a 25% reduction for the whole costs. Sometimes we can acquire, and we're still working on this, small scholarships for 1 semester. But definitely not a full-time scholarship. Yeah, so we're still working with different organizations to make sure that if a student, for example, is in very desperate need. This happened with one of our students from Myanmar. All of the issues that have been happening in Myanmar. We managed to through different fundings make sure that despite these circumstances she could continue her study. So also there we're trying to be needs-based, but don't count on it. Do make a realistic planning of your studies on these costs that are there.
Mhm. Thank you. That's pretty clear. And again, ask, in your offices if there is any possibility for support. So there's another question related to the finance. What if the student is a former ADRA worker? Is she still able to get 25% discount?
I think we can talk about that, yes.
Okay. So that is a kind of negotiation with Friedensau. That's possible. Okay, thank you.
I mean, basically, we are an Adventist university, of course, with a huge history and cooperation with ADRA, and we are, you're part of the family, so we're so happy to have you.
Yeah,
Make it
and of course we
possible
would.
to be especially interesting for ADRA and eligible. Thomas, you want to just say something?
And Mary, if you are interested to continue working with ADRA, so why not? So it would be interesting, or to actually relate with ADRA somehow. So thank you, Jill, for responding to this question. So there is next one. Does the reduced price only apply for employed ADRA staff? So I think that is pretty similar, but this is related this time for ADRA to ADRA volunteers. If this actually reduction is also valid for the volunteers, ADRA volunteers.
I mean, I don't really know too much about the the format of volunteering in ADRA, but if there's a sufficient institutional link that can be shown, like I said, we are trying to make sure that we incorporate all of you, because this program is also geared at the needs of ADRA. So I would say yes, but of course every CV and individual case has to be checked. But just like with this individual application, you're going to be seeing we're a small university with a big emphasis on personal contact and personal interaction, also a kind of quite individual coaching through your studies, because we believe that this is what makes Friedensau special, and all of our evaluations, what students what students give the highest ranking to Friedensau is the fact that you get to know all the lecturers so closely, and you are actually really seen as a person. So this you will see that this is already starting with the application process, and that this is what will continue throughout your study, that you can talk with us. All of the lecturers are way more approachable than you've probably seen in your bachelor education. We are real people with whom you build a relation, and we try to see what is your life and your situation, your academic background and your financial background, and so on and so forth, and we try to be positive and find solutions.
Thank you. And I guess regarding volunteers, we have also different kind of volunteers working for ADRA. Some are really engaged for months and years in these programs and very close. Some are just coming occasionally. So therefore, it's much better to talk with the office, the ADRA office. And I guess for such case, you will probably need a special recommendation from the local ADRA office, so before going in touch with Friedensau and asking for the discount, I guess a kind of communication is necessary.
Also,
So
we need
this,
sorry, also because we need a proof of your working experience. Yeah,
yes, yeah.
this is the biggest difference to the full-time program, as this is the program where you know interacting with professionals that are doing similar work to you. So if you have done volunteering, of course, we anyway need a proof of your work and what you did there.
Yeah, exactly. So Lama has some problems with the connection from Syria. But again, this webinar is recorded, so then we will give you the link later on for this recording, and maybe you will have even a chance to see this presentation again. There's another colleagues without any name, you know, so anonymous. The courses seems focus on programs. Are there any specialization in other aspects such as finance or communication, etc.?
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I could see you now, I would ask you what you mean with programs, because as I showed, you know, we do have quite a, I would say 50-50 organization of the program in terms of, you know, content in different fields and skills-based courses. So I'm not really sure what you mean with program, but definitely you are also going to be learning a lot about finance and also about communication. About finance, you know, we have this development economics course. We also have these more specialized courses of project planning and disaster management, which always include a part of finance. And then we also have monitoring and evaluation, where there's also a strong part on finance and communication. We don't have too much about media and marketing. But if this is something that a lot of students want, like I said, it's always easy for us to get in, you know, another elective and make sure that this part is covered. So I'll be happy for the inspiration and hearing what you would like to learn more about, and then we can maybe include an elective about development communication or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And that is really nice to see this flexibility, yeah, in this program. And again, I could see Friedensau, the University Friedensau, is actually trying somehow to adapt this program to the needs of ADRA, to our colleagues. Therefore, you are making experience with, we are also making from ADRA experience with. Thank you very much for this, because that is exactly what we need, because the world and even our work is changing continuously, and therefore this kind of adaptation is always good. Thank you. So now there's another question. Can I enroll even I am still studying in programs department? I'm from the finance department.
Mm-hmm. So, Thomas, what does it mean in programs department? Is the
Yes, yeah, actually, this is a person right now working with ADRA in finance department, you know, so actually having the skills in budgeting and so on, you know, economics background and so on. And she or he think about, you know, to change, you know, and to work also more in programs. So that's mean developing projects, you know, working with the partners, you know, so not only in the specific area of finance, you know, but actually in the real, you know, work, which is the biggest part of ADRA, actually, of the NGOs, where we meet with the people when we develop the project with them and so on. Yeah, so that's the question. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I would say, of course. I mean, I would say the program is especially for people like you know, that are also thinking about changing the department and to go maybe to a sector within ADRA where you need more content and background in development studies. Then this program will be exactly what you're looking for to make this transition a bit smoother.
Yeah, perfect. So another question is about the duration of the semester, you know, so how many months is the semester?
Actually, I have a slide for this, but Adriel, maybe you also want to chip in a little bit here. I think this is a nice question to also say something from a student perspective. How has it been for you in the semester and also, you know, in the semester break in terms of study?
It's been great because, you know, studying requires a lot of concentration, a lot of efforts. So, and now working and studying is quite more demanding, but with the program, with the MA program here in France, so it's made easier, I would say. Yeah. So we usually have 2 semesters per year. I started in 2022. And I don't really know what's the summer for you guys, which period is winter for you guys. So I think I started in August 2022. So and I ended the first semester around um, March 2023, I think. But you can correct me if I'm right.
Yeah, I put down this timings also here. So basically, you know, we have one semester that's starting in March and ending in June. And then we have another semester which starting in October and ending in January. So you can see, you know, you have this month of like quite more intense teaching, and then you also have quite a long semester break. So the longest break of synchronous learning is between July and September. But then also between December, you have around 3 weeks semester break. And then, of course, you know, February and March, there's also a shorter semester break. So basically, you have this, you know, more intense time where it will be great when you are, you know, available for the studies. But there's also a lot of breaks in between, which, of course, is also always the time where you're doing your research, but also writing your papers and so on and so forth.
Yeah, thank you. So there is a lot of flexibility and even space for to recover. So
Yes.
from the study,
Yeah,
which
and
is needed, definitely. Yeah.
yeah, and the biggest thing that we are doing differently to the full-time course is that we're trying to, you know, have this semester a little bit more intense in the sense that you have a continuous assessment throughout the courses, so that also in the course break you can, you know, you don't have so many papers to write as the full-time course.
Okay, thank you. We have another question here. Probably not a person who is directly working with ADRA, maybe in one of the projects of ADRA. I'm a teacher. Can I study on the said program? Is there any scholarship offer? Thanks for answer. God bless. Yeah, I think it's pretty similar to the other question which we had before. I guess there are some opportunities, but again, for the special discount, you need to be in a relation with ADRA. This is a special program which is actually developed together, more than less. You know, so Friedensau is also helping ADRA and supporting the capacity building. And I think this link is actually needed, you know. So therefore, if you are a teacher, yes, I could imagine you have interest to get more knowledge in this section development, then go in touch with ADRA and see what is possible. And then based on this, I guess you will get in touch with Friedensau. Of course, you have also the chance to go for the full program. You know, so as you are now also running the online program and so on. Yeah. So let's see if there's anything else or any comments from you, Jill.
No, I'm just
No.
looking at the other. I mean, with, you know, being a teacher and everything, but of course we need to see some kind of experience that's linked to development.
Yeah, yeah,
So this is very important for us.
exactly. So I guess we are coming to the end of this session because I couldn't see any other questions.
There's one more question.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
whether any in-person attendance is foreseen.
Okay.
Basically, also here we are quite flexible. We have some students that spend a semester on campus. Yeah, especially towards the end. It's very nice if you are able to take some time off work. You're always welcome. Yeah, if you want to take a course live on campus, we will make sure that you can just come to the full-time program and take it there. Or if you have some time anyway at the end to write your master thesis or whatever, you're always welcome on campus. And The facilities, like I said it before, you know, like they belong to you once you're a student. Yeah, so you can be in the library as long as you want and join, you know, the full-time students in the class and so on and so forth. But you don't have to. Yeah, so the biggest difference between the full-time and the online program is that you don't have to do that. If you want to, we will make sure that we design an individual program for you. But it is possible to do the whole program in online without having to come to the campus at all. Of course, you're more than welcome to join the graduation ceremony, and we'll be meeting our first students live, and I'm really excited about that now when they're coming to the graduation. But even that, we're now changing the graduation to be hybrid. So even the graduation can be done online if it's not possible for you.
Yeah. So maybe additional information. Just from my perspective, so from ADRA perspective, yes, in our sector, we are working more and more also with research, so, and we need also those people having this knowledge about how to make the research, so of course we will not achieve this academia like in the University of Friedensau, so but in the normal work, yes, we are collecting data, so for example in the monitoring and evaluation, so that's also, you have your institute in Friedensau. That is what we need, so we need also the knowledge, not only from the academia, but also we need to have a better perspective, actually, what is going on. Actually, all these points are part of this study. And again, I see when looking all these hours, so teachings hours, then you are very close to the practical part. Yeah. My question is, so 3 years, what does it mean for you, for all of you, so 3 years, to invest 3 years of study, I think it will help you somehow to upgrade, and not only to upgrade in your knowledge, but actually with even during the study, you will, somehow put into the praxis all your knowledge directly into the projects, so, or into your activities, which is again very nice to see. And when you will talk with your colleagues and with the directors, make just clear this, so it's a kind of improvement for you personally, but also the improvement for the office. And I mean, 3 years is not so much, so. And of course, it's not only about the studies, also about the networking. You will have the chance to be with the students together to develop new ideas, new plans. And I like this flexibility of Friedensau, even with the master study, with the master thesis and so on. It could be linked with your daily work, more than less, and you could do this research. So thank you very much for such flexibility. And I just want to like to encourage all, so all these participants just to think about, so just to have this perspective. Right now I'm here, but in 3 years, the question where I could be, so, and 3 years, again, I don't think it's so much, and especially if you don't need to travel, so in the past it was much more difficult to travel. Right now you could do everything online. That's a good chance for you. So that's at least from my side. Any encouragement from Adriel and from Jill?
I think.
Oh yeah, sure. Maybe let me go ahead first. Yeah. As a practitioner, I think this program is benefiting me. It is equipping me, and I really encourage you guys to join because I'm very sure you will learn from that and you will see the results in your work. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and from my side, I can't wait to meet you. I've been learning so much from, the students, and this is why I love Friedensau, and this is why I love this program, because it's so interactive and it's really a very mutual learning space. So I can't wait to meet you and include you and have you in this space and learn from you as well.
Okay. Thank you. So thank you to Jill. Thank you to Adriel. Thank you for these questions. And let us stay somehow in touch in the future. And of course, go directly in touch with Jill, and she could provide you even more information, maybe more related to a personal question and so on. Yeah. Thank you very much for giving the time and actually having this opportunity. Also, thank you to Jose for the technical support. And yes, I wish you all the best for your career, for your life, for the work for ADRA and As We Believe. Also, we are also a faith-based organization. God is also leading us and protecting us, and Friedensau is also Adventist University. There is a lot of link which lead us to a spiritual dimension. And just pray for your career, for the future, and then you will see, and God will answer. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Gilles.
so much.
Thank you, Professor.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.